Hello, this is Mr. Seeley. I am just about to present a very exciting presentation on, let's get the pointer, woo, the Spanish Armada. So what we're going to look at is the Spanish Armada. Now, this was a huge invasion attempt by the Spanish in 1588 with the King Philip II of Spain wanting to remove Elizabeth I from the throne and replace her with someone of his choice. Now, this was an enormous invasion attempt, the biggest fleet of ships that had ever been seen, ever. Now, that's what an armada is. It's a big fleet of ships. So Philip put together a fleet of 130 ships, huge Spanish galleons, which he wanted to use to invade England. But actually what we're going to look at in this presentation is something that happened a year earlier, and it's called the Raid on Cadiz. Now, Cadiz is down here. I don't know if you can, it's rather annoying, I've got that thing there, but Cadiz is down here in Spain. And what Philip was doing down there was putting together his fleet. So in the port of Cadiz, Cadiz here, is a port. And this is where he was building the ships and starting to put together the supplies that would be necessary for him to send his ships to travel up here all the way to England and attack England up here. But the English got wind of this, and a very famous seaman called Sir Francis Drake decided that he would try and foil Philip's plans of invasion. And so Sir Francis Drake led a daring raid down to Cadiz, sailed into the harbour and destroyed ships and supplies of the Spanish. Now let's have a look at the next slide. So the raid on Cadiz. So there he is, Sir Francis Drake. Look at him there. Spanish called him El Draco, or the Dragon. He was feared by the Spanish. He'd spent years as a privateer and pirate raiding Spanish galleons in the Caribbean. But he'd come back to England and was now working for Elizabeth and was one of her favourite captains. So in 1587, Francis Drake led a daring raid on the Spanish port of Cadiz. He destroyed ships, food stores, and severely disrupted Philip's plans. Let's have a look. So, what did Philip think? There he is, Philip II of Spain. Now, normally when I'm in a class, some clever dick will put their hand up and say, why has he got a pan on his head? Well, it's not a pan, it's a hat. But there he is, Philip II of Spain. He was, I suspect, no doubt annoyed at Drake's raid because Drake destroyed ships. He destroyed food barrels that they were preparing to put on the ships. But Philip very famously said this. He said, "He has only singed my beard. It will grow back." Now, this is a metaphor. He's saying, he's only singed my beard. He's burnt me a little bit, but it's going to grow back. We are still going to invade England. Now, since then, the raid on Cadiz has been remembered in England as the singeing of the King of Spain's beard. So that's what the people in England called it. They said Drake sailed down there and singed the King of Spain's beard. So this is what we're really interested in. Here it is, the singeing of the King of Spain's beard. Rather humorous little cartoon here with Drake singeing Philip's beard. But what did it achieve and what were the consequences? Well, let's have a look. Results of the raid. Well, Drake destroyed ships which needed to be rebuilt. Now, we think this may have put back the Armada by about a year, may have, meant that he had to delay his plans. So it delayed Philip's plans for invasion. He also destroyed supplies. So we're talking about supplies of water, barrels to keeping the food itself, all very irritating for Philip. But this is rather crucial. New food barrels needed to be made. Now, they were made of green wood, which meant the food rotted. So actually, normally barrels are made of seasoned wood, which is dried and keeps the food fresh. what happened on this journey when the Armada left, because the food was in new barrels, actually a lot of it went rotten, went off, including the water. So the departure of the Armada was delayed, thus giving the English more time to prepare. I don't know why that bounced forward. So yeah, departure of the Armada was delayed, thus giving the English more time to prepare. Here we have a little go away thing. Will that exit? I'll lose my thing. Oh, I didn't want to exit the whole thing. Bear with me. Back to present. Oh, here we go. Right. I want to move this thing out of the way, but what does that do? What does this button do? Oh, that's the slides. No, full screen. I want full screen. Let's get my pointer back. I think it might just disappear. Anyway, he set off. They said Spanish set off for here. Do you know what? I'm going to tell you all about this in the next lesson. This is the whole invasion of the Armada. There's a lot to talk about here. I think it's probably better if I put that into another presentation. For this one, just remember the importance of the raid on Cadiz for foiling Philip's plans, delaying him, and being a possible reason why, in the end, the Spanish Armada did not succeed. I hope you enjoyed this. Few technical difficulties, but we're all getting the hang of it. Good luck, and hopefully I will see you all soon.